If you're going to talk soccer, you bring in a guy who knows soccer. We are thrilled to be joined by Alexi Lalas, one of the most accomplished and personable people in the history of U.S. soccer. Wow. It's great to have you
Good
here
intro.
with us.
Thanks.
That is a good one. We didn't even stage that. But let me get your thoughts. A really exciting night of soccer coming up at Ford Field on June 7th, a doubleheader, the Gold Cup, a tournament that the U.S. has done well in of late, but it's going to be really important for them to do well in it this go-round.
Yeah, it's any time that the U.S. gets a chance to play, it gets to show the country that they've progressed. We all remember last summer in the World Cup, and the U.S. had such a phenomenal performance and such great moments. Well, it continues. The World Cup is once every 4 years, but the opportunity to play against good competition is always there, especially here domestically, and especially here in my hometown of Detroit.
So tell me about your experience in 1994 when you were here playing.
Thanks a lot.
17 years ago in that first go-round at the World Cup here in the U.S.
It was amazing. I mean, to come back, at that point it was literally coming full circle. I grew up in Birmingham and certainly didn't envision the possibility of being a professional soccer player, let alone playing in a World Cup. And then to have it happen here at the Silverdome, to come back to Michigan, come back to Detroit, 10 minutes away from where I grew up, it was phenomenal. To see all family and friends to come out. I can't believe it's been, what, 16, 17 years? Oh my goodness, amazing. It's been too long that this area hasn't had a U.S. game, so I'm excited about this upcoming game.
When you think about how the U.S. has progressed since '94 till now, it really is night and day what they're accomplished on the world stage. I think the U.S. has garnered a lot of respect based on what you helped establish back in those days and what they've been able to accomplish over the last few years.
Yeah, they've improved. Every single World Cup is an opportunity to show not just the United States but the world what I believe is that we are continuing to produce not only teams but individual players that can compete on the highest level. Sometimes we take that opportunity and sometimes we don't. But the fact is that I think that right now American soccer players are as good as many places in the world, and our American team, our U.S. national team, can compete with anybody in the world.
3 friendlies so far this year against Chile, draw, Argentina, a draw, which I think was pretty good for this United States team, and a loss to Paraguay. Do get a chance to play Spain a couple days before the Gold Cup event at Ford Field on June 7th. What's your takeaway with what we've seen from the national team in 2011?
A lot of the usual suspects are there. You're going to have your Landon Donovans, your Tim Howards, your Clint Dempseys. Those are all going to be a part of it. But I think it's also going to be interesting to see how Bob Bradley, the coach, brings in some new players, the Juan Agadellos, the Teal Bunburys, these young players, especially up top, because one thing that this U.S. team is struggling for right now is somebody that can score goals. So if you're out there and you can score goals, you have a great opportunity here. I think that when we're looking at this U.S. team right now, it's a team that's playing with confidence. Like you said, a couple days before the game here against Canada, they're going to play Spain, one of the best teams in the world. It's a great way for this team to gauge where they are. Spain, as I said, is just an incredible team. So even if they were to lose, how they play against Spain is important to how they go on and play, not just the game here in Detroit, but throughout the year and throughout the summer in terms of the Gold Cup tournament.
Now, this Gold Cup tournament, and specifically this group play, is critical for this team. You look at it on paper, they should win all 3 games. They play Panama, they play Guadeloupe, and they do open against Canada. 3 winnable and should win matches, aren't they?
Yeah, I think we're at a point right now where if you're going out to Ford Field to check out the U.S. national team play against the likes of Canada, you should expect your U.S. team to win. These are teams that they should beat. We have better individual players, and I think collectively we're better. Now, having said that, this is Canada that the U.S. is playing. An incredible rivalry. Canada has struggled over the last couple of decades with their national team program, but they always get up. They always get up to play against the U.S. And there's also a lot of connections with Major League Soccer and the fact that we have Toronto and Vancouver and then Montreal coming in. We have a lot of Canadian players that play in Major League Soccer, so there are all these connections. And I guarantee that the Canadian team will be up. Whether they go on and win the Gold Cup or anything like that, I think matters less than the ability to play well against the U.S. because we are still rivals, even though the U.S. has gone much, much further and has a much greater presence in international soccer.
It's been awesome to have you here. Thanks so much for
stopping
by.
My
Great
pleasure.
to see you. It goes back to Hoboken, the first time I met this guy. We both lived there about 2000.
I'm glad you remember it.
Yes, it was a fun night. June 7th, that's when you can see the U.S. play Canada. It's the second half of a doubleheader at Ford Field. That's Alexi Lalas. Stick with us. We'll be right back.